Visiting a theme park doesn't need to completely drain your wallet with these tips. Welcome back to Magical DNA. Whether you're planning a once-in-a-lifetime vacation or you're just looking to save a bit on your next trip, we've put together some money-saving tips to help you make your way through the parks without breaking the bank. First is packing drinks and snacks. This may seem like an obvious tip, but it's not always obvious to those who are traveling from far away to visit places like Disneyland or Walt Disney World. We travel as a family and we know that paying for meals and drinks really adds up, so we began to take advantage of Amazon Prime to get food delivered right to our hotel before entering the parks. We love to get our frequently used products like soda, peanut butter, crackers, applesauce, and other food delivered. Then, we'll typically pack a lunch for the kids alongside our favorite drinks before starting the day's adventure. To demonstrate how much this can save, I'll use the example of a former coworker of mine who looks a lot like this guy. He really likes Diet Coke, and he told me that he'd buy upwards of 5 Diet Cokes per day when visiting Walt Disney World. At the time he told me this, that was around $25 per day of drinks. Instead of doing that, we prefer to buy a 6-pack of our favorite drinks and have them delivered using Amazon for as little as $4. Then, we just bring as many as we like with us into the park and drink them at our leisure, usually while enjoying a parade or with a meal. This money-saving tip saves us around $21 per day if we use my former coworker as a standard. If you're the type to drink just one beverage in a given day, this tip will easily save you $4 per day in the parks. So before your next trip, sign up for Amazon Prime using our link in the description below. If it's your first time signing up, you may even get a free trial period, allowing your savings to really stack up. You'll also get video streaming, a year of Grubhub Plus, and more. Click on our link for more information. Our second favorite tip is don't buy water. We can't tell you how many times we've heard people complain about how much it costs to buy bottled water at Disney or Universal parks. A bottle of water will cost you around $5 or more in most major theme parks, and frankly, that's a lot for some water. Even back in 2005, when I purchased 1 liter of Dasani water for $3.75 in Disneyland, it felt like a lot of money. Fortunately, Disney and Universal will provide you a cup of water or a cup of ice at no charge at counter service restaurants. The only place we've ever had trouble getting water was ironically at Refreshment Corner in Disneyland, where the cast members simply refused to supply 4 cups of water for my thirsty family, and we had to go to another place to get water. Contrast that with Galactic Grill, where they happily give you several cups of ice and direct you to the nearby water filling station where you can fill your reusable water bottles. We like to use reusable water bottles and collapsible cups to get water in Disney and Universal parks. These especially come in handy when you're standing in a long line and you hear those magic words come from your child's mouth. I'm thirsty. We like these bottles from Owala that come in both kids and adult varieties. These will keep your drinks cold all day long. Or, if space and portability are of top concern to you, then you'll love these cost-effective collapsible water bottles from Semator or these space-saving collapsible cups from Nanaborn. These are easy to collapse into a small size to put into a backpack, fanny pack, or even a pocket. You'll have no trouble staying hydrated with these great options, and you'll save a lot of money by not buying water. Our next tip is rope drop the hottest rides. Avoid paying for ticket upgrades by arriving early at the park. Major theme parks like Disney and Universal offer upgrades to skip lines, which can cost hundreds of dollars on the high end or around $30 on the low end. While these upgrades reduce wait times, they add to the expense of your trip. Instead, arriving just before rope drop lets you experience popular rides with shorter waits. Rope drop marks the official opening of the park, but many, especially Disney resorts, allow visitors through the gates about 30 minutes before the posted time. While you can't ride attractions without early entry privileges, you can explore shops or grab food in some cases. Popular rides at Disneyland, such as Radiator Springs Racers and Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, often have waits exceeding 60 minutes even on less crowded days. However, arriving early lets you start your day with thrilling rides and lower waits of around 45 minutes or less. If you're visiting Disneyland, check out our video on the best and worst rides to rope drop, and stay tuned for similar content on other theme parks. Up next is weather protection. We made a mistake once while visiting Universal Studios Florida. It was October, but it was still hot and sunny out, and we realized that we had forgotten to pack sunscreen. We wound up paying $17 for a bottle of sunscreen in the park. We made the same mistake one summer in another part of the country where we paid $3 for a very tiny travel-sized tube of sunscreen that barely covered the faces of our kids. This means that we spent about $20 on sunscreen that would have cost us about half as much had we just planned ahead and purchased it from the store beforehand. Similarly, on a rainy day in Epcot back in 2016, we found ourselves with no protection from the rain. Our options were to spend money on pricey ponchos with Mickey and his friends on them, or buy an umbrella. I walked in the rain from an attraction exit to a store, getting pretty wet in the process, and bought an umbrella for $20. When I walked back to the attraction exit to pick up the other half of our duo, the rain ceased and neither of us needed the umbrella anymore. We felt pretty silly about this, and while it's a nice umbrella, we would have saved so much money had we just bought some inexpensive ponchos and brought them with us into the parks. That's why we recommend bringing sunscreen, ponchos, and maybe an umbrella with you into the parks. You can get these from Amazon or other retailers ahead of your park day, and you'll save money over buying these same products in the parks. Disposable ponchos like these are a great value and come in handy for when you want to try a water-based ride without getting completely soaked. And bringing an umbrella is handy in both rain and overwhelming sunshine. We have links for our recommended weather-related products in the description. Before we get to the last tip in this list, we're throwing in a bonus. Another great way to save on your theme park trip is to save on your accommodations. Save money on your accommodations and get recommendations from creators just like us by booking with Plannin.com. Plannin.com offers unique travel insights and low hotel room rates to help you maximize the value of your next trip. Click on our link and sign up for Plannin.com to see travel recommendations and enhance your travel experience. Another favorite tip is getting a few souvenirs before your trip starts. One of the harder parts of a trip to major theme parks, especially Disney parks, is the endless merchandise that is so appealing to the kids that you might bring along with you. While we like to say yes to as much as possible, we know that we cannot just say yes to everything that kids want, much in the same way we can't just buy everything that we want. This is especially true for those light-up toys that Disney loves to bring out at night. We typically find these to be of poor value, which is why we prepare in advance by bringing a few glow sticks for the kids to play with and wear at night. They love it, and these things are very inexpensive. We bought a huge tube of these before a trip to Walt Disney World, and we wound up having more than enough to last several trips. These were a tremendous value and prevented the kids from begging for spinning glide-up Buzz Lightyear and Lightning McQueen toys. You can also catch sales at DisneyStore.com or shop.universalorlando.com from time to time, meaning that you can save in advance on toys and clothing before going into the parks. It also means you can bring a toy or clothing item into the park and surprise a child or a loved one with a gift, and they'll never need to know that you got it for a discount. We have a link to DisneyStore.com, shop.universalorlando.com, and to some of our recommended products in the description. That's all for this list of 5 great ways to save money on your theme park vacation this year. Which tip is your favorite? Tell us in the comments and share a video with a friend. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching Magical DNA.